So Derek Chisora once again is on the no thanks Moses Itauma hit list. Okay. We do know Frank Warren has stated that these fighters are absolutely nuts asking for $3.5 million to fight Moses Itauma. Okay. Now, to make it clear, that's not Derek Chisora. You know, he didn't specify it was Derek Chisora that asked for $3.5 million. Derek Chisora just turned it down, which I don't know why people are surprised, because he's already turned it down. He's turned it down for $2 million. You know, he's turned it down before. He's turned it down now. So that's not a surprise. Okay, so the last of that list is David Adelaide and Michael Hunter. And this is what I'll say, you know, this fight card's in limbo because they have the undercard, but they don't have a fixed opponent for the main event. That's bad. Normally you have the main event established, then the undercard, right? But I'll tell you that, you guys, this. If he can't find an opponent, that should just show you not how difficult it is. It just shows you that sometimes beggars can't be choosers. See, if he turned down the Frank Sanchez fight, maybe sometimes you have to pick the fighters that are willing to fight you. You know, this is the narrative I'm tired of, though. See, according to Frank, he's saying they're asking for too much money. They're nuts. They're pricing themselves out. That very well may be the case. However, when you're talking about a person that you can't find them a fight, but then in the same breath, you can't really explain why you couldn't fight Frank Sanchez, that's a problem. That's a contradiction. Because it's either you can't find a fighter or you're leaving fighters to the wayside. You know what it is? It's both. See, the result is cause and effect. You didn't want to fight Frank Sanchez for the IBF Eliminator. And because you didn't want to do that, because you thought that fight was too strenuous or dangerous or risky or whatever you want to call it, right? Not ideal. Then now you can't find a dance partner. You know, and that just goes to show you, as far as dance partners go, don't kick someone to the curve unless you know for sure that that fighter's going to fight. And going back to Derek Chisora, if he fought Derek Chisora and Derek actually took the fight, I think that would be against Moses Itauma. Why? Because people have already hyped him up past his own potential, past his own performance level, right? The expectation level has shot through the roof. He's already dismantled Dillian White. So you now want him to do the same thing to Derek Chisora. And if he did that, what type of credit would he have? You know there's going to be people stating, you know what? He's beating up old people. Because they did that shit with AJ. When he fought Vladimir Klitschko, that was 41, and Kubrat Pulev, that was 39. That's exactly what they said. They said, nah, he's too old. They said it because I think Povetkin was around that age too, wasn't he? Or wasn't he not? Right? So, you know, they ridiculed him quick as shit. They're going to do the same to Moses Itauma. So I think he needs to fight David Adelaide. Give that David Adelaide some M's, at least 1.5, 2 million, to get in the ring and take on Moses Itauma. Right? Take that ass whooping and take that cash, because there's no way in hell they're going to fight Michael Hunter. So that list really means it's coming down to one person. Now, here's the thing. I'm interested to know, what if David Adelaide doesn't take the fight? You know what I mean? You're going to be stuck with the person that you claim that's on the list, Michael Hunter. And I think at this point, Michael Hunter's going to take it because I think he just wants to get paid. So, you know, again, the fight card's in limbo. Derek Chisora's turned it down, but of course he would. Why wouldn't he? He doesn't want to get done like Dillian White. He has enough wisdom to understand what could possibly happen, what most likely will happen. So, yeah, you know, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and, you know, don't reject fights if you have problems getting fights your damn self. But that's my counterpunch on that, guys. Derek Chisora, once again, dissing, turning down the fight, rejecting the fight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.